Hello everyone, my name is Brian and welcome back to another Smite commentary. This time it actually is a request on my own. I wanted to play my most played guard in my most played game mode. And that is actually Arachne, surprisingly enough, in Assault. Assault I've played an awful lot. I've been playing more the arena lately, but Assault is still my most played game mode. Arachne first was a lot better. She doesn't have the most worshippers on my team, but I liked her a lot more when she came out. She was one of the only junglers at that time. There wasn't a Boomer's Mask, there wasn't a Hand of the Gods. So only Arachne as well as Bakasura were actually able to jungle some way. So, and I really liked her ultimate. Her ultimate was just a lot of fun back then. Back then it was something like Sylvanas pool, only quicker and a way longer range. Just an awful lot of fun she was back then. She is a bit different now. She's still pretty powerful, I got to admit that. But I think she isn't picked up a lot at all. And that's a bit unfortunate, in my opinion, because she is a lot of fun. So, I wanted to play her here. I actually got her, so that's really lucky. I was looking for that for a while now, but since I got her, why not? So, I'll go for somewhat defense. As you can see, they have a lot of burst mages. They have Raijin is very powerful. They have the Janus as well as the Zeus. And when you're against a Zeus in Assault, then you definitely could use some additional defense. But the maximum boots are most important in my opinion, just because it provides me a lot of power. And actually already go in Amaterasu, beautiful ultimate combination, and I have applied my bleed, but Artemis is able to pick up that kill already and Zeus is down for the count. So getting that Zeus early will help out a lot, because Zeus is so annoying to deal with. You can just throw out his shields, continuously spamming his chain lightning, and it's definitely not something I like a lot. Especially as an immobile guard, I don't have any escapes or anything. I have a slow immunity on my 3 when I follow the path of it, but other than that I don't really have any mobility. So I'll definitely need to pick up a Winged Blade. I really like it on Arachne, it's one of my favorite items on Arachne. Getting that Winged Blade online, especially if you have slows on your enemy team. If you don't have slows on enemy team, then you might want to pick something else. But I definitely like it a lot, especially because Chain Lightning from Zeus will slow, Nemesis ult, Nemesis 2, the Pillar from Honor, the Threshold from Janus, they all have good amount of slows. So that's definitely something that could be important. I'm not sure why the Nemesis goes in this deep. I know I have the stun, I had still my 2 up, and I'm actually able to pick her up before she's able to pick up the Vulcan. She went in way too deep. Not tanky enough, not enough damage as well. His team couldn't really follow up as well. They don't really have a team that really can dive as well as she can. Since the only one that really could help with the dive is Honor. And I don't see him leaping in. At least not if he wants to live longer than 2 seconds. So, yeah. Again, Amaterasu in with the ultimate. Actually stun on the Raijin. Not an awful lot of follow-up. I am able to proc my 1 though and able to pick up the Raijin. His ultimate takes too long to charge up. Couldn't really confirm any damage or CCs to help himself. Nemesis going in aggressive again. Maybe she's able to pick someone up. No, she thinks the better of it. Gets away. Zeus ultimate as well, but since I have the defense, that really does help a lot. Kinda wanted to go for the stun, but with the honor damage, it's a bit too much. Doesn't matter an awful lot. I do have the sustain on my 1, so that will definitely heal me up again. Just hitting a minion and healing up. So I'll always max out my 1 first, just for the straight up heal. I usually don't even put points in my ultimate, because I just like it as an escape. As an engage, I don't really like it as much, because it's not unreliable in that sort, but it's your only real getaway. Especially if you are in a rough spot, then you can definitely use it a lot better. To use it as an escape. So, actually, Arachne is my most played god still. I think about 20 matches more than my other most played god, and I think that's Anubis. Anubis also has my most worshippers. The reason why Arachne doesn't have an awful lot of worshippers is, of course, When I played her in the beta, I didn't have worshippers yet, so that's the reason why I don't have as many worshippers on Arachne. And also because I don't enjoy Arachne as much as I used to do, I don't have that many worshippers on her. She's still fun from time to time, but I think she's not potent enough to be played on a regular basis. And of course there are a lot more new gods, and all those gods have an awful lot that really hurts her a lot. A lot of CCs, a lot of slows, a lot of everything she doesn't really deal well with. Raijin going in aggressive, Zeus ult as well, Zeus ult bit off the mark, doesn't do an awful lot. Janus ultimate as well. But as you can see, the magical defense is working out great for me. I don't have an awful lot of health left, but without the defense I would have died multiple times already. So additional defense, especially in Assault as Arachne. If you're in any other game mode you don't really need it as much. But especially since you are only fighting and fighting and fighting, then you definitely could use some additional defense or health. And in this case, especially against the Zeus, it's not something you want to deal with all the time. And if you have enough defense, he doesn't want to focus you altogether. So you kind of get rid of him that way. Also helps that we have, of course, a Vulcan as well as a Artemis that can just kind of bait him. And I can just walk in, tower tanked by someone else. Nice pillar stun actually. And at this point I can't get out. The tower shot is actually following me, so I might die from this. Oh, barely surviving. Staying in the air long enough for my passive HP 5 to heal me up enough. If I went down immediately, I think I would have actually died. I'm not sure, but at this point I kind of want to heal, but I also don't want to get near to them. If they hit me with one ability or one basic or something like that, I think I'm pretty much screwed. So I really need to wait for a good opportunity to heal up myself. I could also suicide. I do have a good amount of gold. I do want to get a bit more gold to try and get as much online as possible. And since I do have the healing, I have an awful lot of mana, so it doesn't matter too much. Ooh, I wanted to go for that heal. She just had a bit too much damage. But the Wing Blade is online at this point. I'm not too threatened this game by the magicals, so I guess I can go for Kins. I'm not sure, what should I get? Fortunately enough, I won't have enough for the rank 2 from the Frostbound. Otherwise it would have been a lot better, because it doesn't give an awful lot. I could actually wait for it. Should I wait for it? Well, it's only a few seconds. It is an awful lot. You get 4 per second, 30 gold, so it's about roughly... I have no idea. Math. It's weekend. I don't want to think of math. But that's all fine. So it does provide a bit of power now and a bit more health, so it's a bit more effective. The 750 gold for only 100 health isn't really worth it most of the time. So since I'm not really pressured too much, I figured I could just leave it at the rank 2 of my magical protection item. It still gives a decent amount of magical protection. If I'm in need, I can get it later on, but at this point I don't really feel like it. The additional health I get from the Wing Blade will help me out a bunch as well as the additional health from the Frostbound. Or the Heavy Hammer, I think? Not entirely sure. So it's kinda looking for a good opportunity to get in. The point here is both teams don't really have a good initiation, except for the fact that we have the Amaterasu. And you've seen it being used very well in multiple instances of this game already. But the enemy team doesn't really have anything like that. They have the Nemesis ult, as you can see, used here. But it's not a great CC, it is only a slow. It reduces protections, of course, but if that's all to it, I can still go for Zeus. Zeus actually picked up by the Amaterasu, and I can go on my carpet, going for that additional attack speed, and the bleed will be enough. Actually, basic attack from Artemis secures the kill, and beautiful Vulcan ultimate, able to pick up the kill on the Raijin? No, on the Janus actually. Well done on his part, and honored that as well. Deicide already. We can definitely pick up this tower, maybe even the next one. Zeus will be up in a few seconds, but I don't think he will be in time. And we are up, all of us. As you can see, I used my spiders just in tower range. I kinda was hoping they would stay in the tower range. just to make sure they tanked the tower, but they kind of went off to, I don't know, a stray minion or something like that. But we did pick up the second tower. That will help. It's a good amount of gold as well as some experience. You can see we are ahead in gold by a bunch just because of the fact that we have, of course, a lot more kills. But, of course, the 2 towers help even more. I'm level 12 at this point, so if I die it doesn't matter too much. I can get my second relic, which is very important. Actually, she leaves a huge trail. I'm very fast on my trail, which are created by my spiders, because they are following the nemesis. Arachne doesn't want to deal with anyone, uses the fear on the ultimate. I still need to get used to that part of his ultimate. I actually had a match recently with Arachne, which worked great. I actually used it a few times to taunt, I think. It works very good, especially if you can hit multiple targets. You can just lock them down almost instantly. Not sure why that Janice thought it would be a good idea to go through. He didn't have an awful lot of health. Our soul was just waiting for him. Used her 2, used the basic, get the kill. He probably should have just... he could have used the portal to get someone through, but probably better idea to get someone through that has a bit more health than one-shot Janice. Just saying. So at this point, again, full health. We're waiting for the Amaterasu to really engage. We don't have the best engage. Like I said, I can run up to someone with that additional movement speed from my 3. It is a good way to get close to them, but if I get bursted quickly, then it might be difficult to deal with. And actually a trail is left behind, and I can just go for it. Honor was hit by my 3. The trail will follow when they leave, so that means that I have, I think, 40% additional movement speed to chase up to the Honor. So I was next to him almost instantly after that. And Nemesis probably want to get in, actually goes in still, does pick the soul, but with my damage and my CC I'm able to pick her up almost instantly. Can I go aggressive for this one? I will go deep for this one. Ooh, it's not enough. No, I missed the basic. Rip. Maybe I can get Zeus as well. Yes, I can get Zeus as well. At that point I'm dead. I can just put a few auto attacks in that Phoenix and it is enough. At this point I can look to finish off my build with the magical protection. I could also go for some additional attack speed. I think Chin's is a pretty good idea since I'm so far ahead. I have the Frostbound, so I have a good amount of additional health. As well as the Wingblade. Wingblade still one of my favorite items on Arachne. I kinda look what I want to build every single game. But if I play Arachne in Assault, I usually go Boots, rank 2 Wingblade, and when I die I finish that one off. That way you have that insane amount of movement speed. They can't really stop you if you don't have any good CC. Because if they just slow you, you're even faster. And you can also go on your 3 moving at the speed of sound. Oh no, never mind. I mean, that's Merc. This is Arachne. She can just, I don't know, move at the speed of a quick spider. Yes. She does have 6 legs, so in that part, and of course the 2 front legs, but she doesn't really use that to walk. What do you guys think of the new remodel? It's not out yet. They have announced it and showed it off a bit. I think the remodel looks pretty good. Arachne hasn't got a new model in ages. She was well, released pretty soon. I think she was, well, of course in the beta stage she's still released. It wasn't one of the first 20, I think, but still a lot went into her. Maybe she will be played a bit more now. I will go and look if I can go for the Raijin. Actually uses the fear on his ultimate. It is not enough to do anything, and I have to slow, of course. At this point I'll just head off. Because the Zeus detonate will still do a good amount of damage. I don't have an insane amount of magical protections. Like I said, I only have the rank 2. I have absolutely no idea what he is thinking. But I agree, I approve. Because it is another kill for me. As well as... Ooh, I don't want to get hit. It is as well a heal for me. Because I did hit my 1 on him. Actually, I don't get any healing if the target doesn't take damage. So I didn't get the full healing out of it. But still a decent amount. And as you probably may or may not have noticed, the Nemesis used a slice and dice, the slow part, on me. But it was of no use because of my Wingblade. So it is a very good item to just get close to enemies very, very quickly. And I kind of use the soul as a bait here. Actually leaps over my 3, but my bleed is already applied. Healing me up, finishing off the Arachne. And he was just taking a peek. I am taking a huge amount of damage and the detonate will be enough. I kind of was hoping that he didn't have it up, but I guess that was a false hope. Because of course he had it up, he didn't use it on anyone. I was picked up. The heal wasn't fast enough on my 1. I don't think it would have been enough anyway. But as you can see here, now the magical protection isn't enough to deal with the Zeus. So if we really go later stages, I really need some magical defense. So I'll just go for the Pestilence. It's a bit cheaper than Bulwark, I can pick it up, so that's the reason I went for it. Otherwise it would have been Bulwark, guaranteed. But it also reduces their healing. It isn't too bad, of course, because they do have probably some lifesteal on the board. As well as the fact that meditation is very common in Assault, so it kind of deters the meditation a bit as well. Beautiful ultimate. Is it enough? Actually, beautiful on her pillar. That pillar was exactly in front of the Amaterasu, preventing the last hit from hitting the Janus, and he survived for a way longer time than it was intended. He still was picked up by the Artemis, as well as Raijin was picked up. The Titan is reduced, and it looks like we have won this game, and it is indeed the victory for us. They couldn't defend, they were not able to keep it together, and we are able to pick up this victory. Shoutouts to my team. We really played well as a team, and it was just an awful lot of fun. Even though they had very strong mages, sometimes you really get destroyed by them in Assault, but this time definitely not. And as you can see, Mastery 8 with Arachne. I don't have an awful lot of damage actually. I have less damage than the Vulcan. I was able to chase up to the enemies a lot better, so I was able to pick up a lot of the kills, also with my bleeds of course. But it's just an insane amount of damage. I really enjoy Arachne. She can be very powerful, a lot more damaging when you build her differently. I didn't really have the opportunity to use my kins as well as more defense, so that kind of deters my damage a bit. Because the Frostbound doesn't provide an awful lot of damage, the Wingblade doesn't provide damage, so the damage is a bit lackluster. But you can go for other builds of course. This was the build I went for just because of the fact that they do have a lot of burst abilities, and with the additional health and some defense I can keep myself alive more, heal up again. Because it's Assault I can just heal up, heal up, heal up, because I'm Arachne, and that works out great for us. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you have a request, please let me know in the comments below, and as always, good luck, have fun, and I'll see you guys in the next one.